And the opinions expressed on this podcast may not be those of the host or the guest. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Jameson Beverly.
Welcome back to Renaissance for the Soul. It's I, Odin Young. We have Young Tribe with us today, also as special guest.
Ahsianá.
Top of show by the spelling's gonna say your name's like Ahsianá or something.
Yeah, everybody said it like that. So it's cool.
Matter of fact, to speak on that, how did that's your born name?
Yeah,
So
that's my born name.
what's the story behind that? Because that's interesting. Even how you spell it.
You saying it like I came up with
No, I'm saying though, because I'm sure you got some stories, because
Teachers, kids.
Yeah.
Oh, my mom. I forget what she said my original name was gonna be. Like, cause her name is Nashani, so it was gonna be something like that. But then she said she was gonna do a Johnny, and she said as she kept saying it, it became Ahsianá somehow. And the spelling part, I don't even know how she got that, because I would have never thought to spell it like that myself. But hey, she came up with it somehow.
Well, moms, if you hear this, put this in the comments because we want to know where the J came from. And
yeah, it's actually spelled Ahsiana.
I know, but I'm saying.
Oh, that's what you mean.
It sounded like the J.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if she watches and get in the comments, let everybody, let the world know why the pronunciation got a J in it. But other than that, how you doing today?
I'm great. I was hungry, but I had my little oranges and stuff, so I'm feeling better. How about y'all?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Are you plant based?
I mean, for the most part, yeah, but
For the most part.
I ain't gonna lie. My friend, she's a baker. So I was like, I'm gonna try your baking and stuff. And I tried a lot of her baking this week. And I paid for it on Saturday. I was real sick.
Okay.
So now I know my friend was like, you better just be like, God, I ain't never gonna do it again. And then just because I was in for it, but I'm feeling better now.
So normally you're plant based, but because your friend is a baker, you decided to.
I do, because I be like, I want to let myself live, and I ain't gonna lie, like over like the past, because I've been vegan for like since 2019. So from 2019 to now, if my cousin made mac and cheese, like I eat some, but it'll never be like in bulk or anything like that. But child, I went crazy this week, so now I know. Like my friend was like, you can't do that once your body doesn't process things.
Like, granted, you can, but it's gonna be a little rough.
That's it was very. I don't think, like, it's one of them type of things. You just wouldn't do it again. Yeah. I don't know what that was.
I see. Wait, where you from?
Miami.
Okay. Now you in Georgia. Like, how's that? Because it's like Miami is beach, warm weather. Yeah. Georgia's not too cold, but it has been getting colder here the last couple winters. Yeah.
I feel like winter is only supposed to be from December 1st to Christmas, and then after that it's supposed to get back warm. I do not like it to be, I don't like being cold. I don't like being ashy. I don't like shivering when I go outside. I don't like wearing winter stuff. I mean, the clothes is cute itself, but like right now I'm hot because I'm inside, but it's a part of the outfit, so I can't take off the jacket. And I enjoy Miami because it's closer together. It's more hustle and bustle. It's more culture. But Atlanta is still great because it's more of a supportive group of people. You have so many diverse groups and things. Like, I know if I want this, I go this way. If I want to party and go to the club, I know who to call. You get what I mean? Like, it's so many different types of people, and that's what I enjoy about being here. But if I could choose, dang, I don't know where I would choose. I would really want to have a house in both places, so I could stay up here during Christmas and maybe summertime, and then be in Miami for the rest of the year.
What made you come this way?
My mom moved here when I was in high school, and then I came after I graduated during COVID. Well, I came during COVID because we had school online my senior year, and then I graduated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you like say your friend visiting, right? what's your itinerary? Where you taking them?
It depends which friend. Because for me, I'm split between the wellness community and the world, because I feel like balance is very necessary when it comes to my life and me, because when I'm too like intense, I scare people. So I really have to know who I'm dealing with. And like, I have a friend, she like to party. So when she come from Bethune, cause she stay in Florida and she go to Bethune. When she come up here, I know we going to brunch, U Bar, Fin and Feathers. You get what I mean? But then I have another friend, like, she's really into like astrology and the stars and the moon. So all right, let's go get a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? We could still go to brunch, but we're gonna go to like a nice cafe, somewhere quiet, maybe a jazz bar after. Like, it just really depends, because I like to say I have two people in me, Ahsianá and Scorpianaa. So I pick, yeah, I pick between like who I'm dealing with, who I'm dealing with.
So who here right now?
That depends on which question you ask.
Okay. You know what's crazy about that? Because she really ain't lying. Because when you gave me her Instagram, I saw the Instagram and I got one feel. But then I hit the Spotify and then heard you rapping, and that didn't match. That didn't match the person I saw on the Instagram. So what you saying is the truth.
Yeah, because I'm differentiating myself. That means like splitting up, right? Like
like bringing some variance to yourself.
Yeah, because I feel like as a rapper, I can't be who I am. Like, I can, but I can't, because when I rap, it's more of an expressive thing, and I like to express all parts of me. And I feel like with the wellness community, and I like to put that in quotation, because a lot of times, I'm gonna say mostly women, they be like peace goddess and all that stuff, but they be talking about me and stuff behind my back, and I be knowing. But I say that to say, like, people don't feel like sexual expression or, any expression in itself is acceptable unless it's a certain type of way, unless I'm always uplifting the oppressed and all of these things. And I feel like there's room for that, but why is that the only way I have to be in order to be supported by you? Why can't you like support me in all of my different faces? You get what I mean? Because I'm never gonna be degrading to people, or if I am, like, maybe they deserve it. You know what I mean?
That's your opinion too, though. That's what people problem nowadays. Everything's bullying, but you don't have to have a right to express yourself.
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
And even too, like unconditional love, because if you accept people for who they are, it's like, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like, we live in a culture now where everybody wants to censor each other, and it can get very dogmatic, right? Everybody think you have to be a certain way, but the times we're living in, honestly, I think it behooves people to find their different forms of who they are and how they want to express themselves. Because even with if you just look at it from the economy wise, like, it behooves you to kind of tap into different skill sets, abilities, and whatnot, because you don't know what's going to happen in the world. So you know what I'm saying, being able to flow. So
yeah, I agree with that 100%. I don't feel like I have one lane, and from 18 to 21, I was pushing music so hard, but there were so many things in life that was kind of deterring me from that, because oh gosh, I don't want to say it like this, but I have mental issues a little bit. Like, I'm not crazy, but sometimes I'd be like, I don't need these people. I don't need this job. And I just leave. I just quit. And then now it's like, okay, I'm just paying my bills. I don't have any money to do anything extra besides what I need to do.
Right.
But then it's like, once I turned 21, or I would say from 2023, like January, because that was my last performance at Scorpianaa. And, everybody loved it. And it was like, oh, yeah, this is your year, this is your year. But it just, something clicked in me. Like, I started to get, like, this awareness of everything around me. And from January to, like, November, when I turned 21, I was going through all these different phases and changes. I shaved my head in June. I took off my own braces in the bathroom and like.
What you mean you took them off? Like you, like
I bought the tool
and you just.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I brushed my teeth hard to get the glue off of them, and it just was something different. But I am gonna get them back because I feel like I don't know why I did that, but I did it for a reason. I can't say, I don't know. Like I was listening to spirit very heavy for some reason, and like something just clicked in my mind once I turned 21. Like that it's not just about money or what I want to do per se. It's more so like expressing myself creatively and then letting that be my revenue. You get what I mean? Because a lot of times, like I would be pushing like, okay, I want to rap, so pussy this, pussy that, let these bitches hit it from the back. You get what I'm saying? But not realizing like, okay, I'm not saying shit. Like I can still express myself sexually and make it to the point where people still think about it. It's making you want to come back. It's making you be like, damn, like you fire, like da da da. Like I don't just want dudes that rap to be trying to fuck on me. You know what I mean? I don't just want people trying to just stick their stuff in me or rub on me and touch on me. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't like that stuff. Like I'm not a whore. I don't like that type of stuff. So I learned that I have to really become more well-rounded as a woman in order to be perceived that way.
And speak stuff into existence, because there's power in words. So if you start rapping about something too much, you might catch yourself in that situation.
Scorpio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Scorpios, y'all go through a lot of cycles of death and rebirth, you know what I'm saying? But ultimately, to get to that point where like you're like the phoenix, no matter what happens, you always rise back. You always rejuvenate yourself. You can recreate yourself as many times as you need. So, but
so you might have another alias coming pretty soon.
Nah, for real.
You still be rapping?
Yeah, I still rap. I just I haven't recorded anything recently, but I do work with people on the side. Like if they want a feature, then I'll be hopping on features. But like as far as myself, I haven't made anything.
And as far as music goes, like you were saying that you put yourself in a situation or life puts you in a situation based on what you were talking to, and like the balance, do you have songs that are different than from what you put out previously?
Yes, but it's like, I don't want to say I don't like them, but I don't feel like it's authentic. So that's something big to me, authenticity, because I feel like people don't rock with you if it don't sound right, if it's not your vibe. So I really want to get to a place where I can promote wellness backhandedly without it sounding cheesy.
Yeah, nah, that's real. Cause a lot of it be cheesy. I don't want to listen to, you know, like that's why I like certain rappers like maybe like Nas or even Outkast, cause they'll be on some groovy stuff, but they'll still put consciousness in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, cause when it's too like sometimes even too like down to the production, the beats you select, like I get if you have knowledge, but you gotta make it sound good too. You gotta make it feel good, you know.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah.
But how would you like if someone was meeting for your first time, how would you describe yourself to them?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a good question. If somebody was meeting me for the first time. Well, you meet me for the okay.
That's where I came from, because like now everything's on social media, or you able to do this. A lot of times, cats was like on party lines, you know what I'm saying, or somebody call your phone number by accident, you like, what you look like, you know what I mean? So that's how it used to be, for real.
Yeah.
Like,
what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Falling asleep on the phone.
Because the thing is, like I said, you guys have access. It's almost like I was telling somebody the other day, like when I was a kid, we watched the Jetsons, and they had like where they talk, but it was like you could see visually. You like, hey, that's crazy, but that's here now. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where you're able to FaceTime and whatever. Before, like even on Friday, like what you like? Oh, I look like what you say? I look like
Janet Jackson.
But that's how it used to be though. Yeah. They pull up and like, oh hell nah. So
right.
Describe yourself.
Okay.
Like if you was one of your friends, right, and they like, yo, who this? Describe yourself.
Okay.
From that perspective.
I would say I'm very nice, nasty. Like I'm a very sweet person, but I'm real at the same time, And a lot of people like that about me. I feel like, and if you don't, hey, it's just me. I'm very kind-hearted. I like to do things out of love. If I don't want to do it, I'm not going to do it. And I'm a perfectionist 100%. If something's not perfect, I'm going to be mad at it. I'm going to hate it. And I don't like when things are not right, because I feel like everything that I put out is supposed to be like a presentation to God a little bit. So if it's not right, I don't fuck with it. I love nature. I love fruits and veggies, but I'm not consistent with that. I like my junk food too. I talk a lot. I read a lot. I'm very knowledgeable and smart and intelligent, but I pretend not to be, because people be getting bored with the random stuff I be talking about. And that's pretty much what I could say from like off the bat. I don't really know like what specifically where you want me to go. Oh, I like crystals too. Okay. And I like boys, and sometimes women if they're cute. My friend that she got a crush on me, she gave me this. Well, she don't know I know she got a crush on me, and this boy that got a crush on me gave me this too. So yeah.
Okay.
You got the copper conducting the crystals. So you got both energies on you right now.
Yeah.
For real. Nah, it's crazy though, because when you was talking earlier about like the mental thing, like I feel like a lot of stuff like that they diagnose as like conditions, or it really be spiritual stuff, but again they trying to put it into like
scientific,
or layman terms, or make it more like palpable to a certain extent. But like my one of my friends, I'm not gonna say her name, but she told me a while back that her she got diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. But I was telling her too, I was like, from my perspective, even being around her, like I can see that, right? But at the same time, she is a channeler and seer too. She gives a lot of prophetic messages. So I'm like, yeah, you probably are borderline. You know what I'm saying? You have some type of disorder, but just because it's a disorder doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you walk in between 2 or 3, 4 different worlds, how you supposed to be? You know what I'm saying?
As long as you can control it.
Yeah.
They show us a lot of times in the movies and stuff like that. Like to use an example like Marvel, like you'll see like somebody be able to do something, but then when they go in between 1 or 2 or the powers too, they can't control it. Now
it's chaos.
Yeah.
And even while I was telling her, I was like, I commended her because she was like, she wants to learn it more on this earthly platform so that she can kind of master it. But I was like, just to remind her, I'm like, remember too that on that higher spiritual side, that just mean that just like even with kids that be autistic or Down syndrome, like I had another homegirl saying like she could, like I think the child, I can't remember if he's mute or something like that, but she could feel his energy. And she was telling me, she was like, he's intelligent. He may not be able to talk, but he's intelligent and you can feel it. So it's like, even that is like, we trying to put into words what sometimes can't really be described. So.
Yeah, I feel that a lot. I feel like it's certain levels of consciousness that you're at based off of what you're practicing that makes it easier to express certain things. You get what I mean? And for me, I realized that, yes, we have like universal laws and things, but we have to remember that we're on the earth right now. So a lot of times learning how to be here and be present with the people that are not really fully aware, that's the best way to move. Because like when I was intense, I would be saying like, y'all need to be eating all this. Like it's poisoning. It's messing with yourself. And they're like, yeah. We hear that all the time. But then I'd be like, oh, you need to go on a diet, girl. That stomach big. Now they want to, let me eat my fruit. Let me eat my vegetables. You get what I'm saying? Like meet people where they are. I'm saying that because of, they diagnosing her with stuff and the autistic people. Because I know autistic people are superheroes or have superpowers. My cousin, he's like a modern day, not Picasso, like, what's like a realism artist? I don't know. If he draws something, like he can draw a lion and he will literally draw each individual strand of hair and make it look like a picture. So I'm knowing like a lot of people, and with ADD too, these kids like, I don't know, it's something special. Yeah,
like
you know.
It's like a superpower.
Yeah.
I always say all the time, I don't even believe all them terms because like then they want to put you on the spectrum.
Yeah.
Or they want to say, you know, this and when I've seen and it's proven like a lot of the what they call symptoms or disorders can be reversed.
Right.
So if they can be reversed, you know what I'm saying? Or like I said, like I watch a lot of Marvel. Once you learn how to control what's in you, then now you can take advantage of whatever that superpower is. And a lot of people is really, well, I just say people in general is really smart. You know what I'm saying? They just have to be themselves.
Yeah, and then too, even what we talked about before on another episode about depression, right? Like when you do research, a lot of times people will talk about you can have a chemical imbalance or hormonal imbalance. So that can contribute to you feeling a certain way. But then also sometimes that depression is a spiritual initiation. You're supposed to go through a period or a time of darkness to find your light within. You know what I'm saying? So, because even that too, like, you know, when I went through my different seasons of depression, like, what did I do? I got more to myself, right, initially. But then what that also made me realize too is like, who really cares for you? Because a lot of people be around just because you fun and, you know what I'm saying, it look good, but who actually has like love for you? In those moments, that's when you see it. Because when you hit quote unquote rock bottom, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody ain't fooling with you like that. So, you know. But.
Damn. What that mean though? Like you expected people to call you and stuff?
Nah, I'm just saying like not necessarily that, but I've been in situations where I was vulnerable with like a homie and I was like, yo, I'm going through something. And they took that advantage to like kick me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So it's like seeing people for that because everybody not your friend. You feel me? So
and like knowing the people that you consider friends because some people prefer to be called. So if you know, like you said, people call you. If you know somebody be like, so and so ain't called me for a while, and then you ain't heard from them, it should tell you like, man, I should reach out to them. They kind of expect that. Then there be other people who like, when I'm going through whatever, I don't need nobody help. I prefer everybody to leave me alone.
Right.
So you kind of like gotta juggle the people you know.
That's true too.
Or people that you love.
That's a balance. Cause it was times too where I wanted to be to myself, but then also it was times where I was like, I wish somebody would have checked on me. You feel me?
Oh man.
You feel me? So,
how we supposed to know? I don't call people. I'll be real.
I think it's an energetic thing. Cause it's like somebody really gotta know you, but I just think about all these stories of like people that commit suicide, and a lot of times it be on some ish like they felt like they ain't had nobody to vent to. They had to be the strong friend, and nobody was checking on them. You know what I'm saying? But to each his own.
And you don't have to call people either. Like some of the music that you think is corny or people might like, that's what that person might need.
Yeah, that's true.
That's real talk.
Nah, yeah. Cause it changed your
perspective,
your frequency, your
or
energy.
They just might need that. Cause it's all energy. Like sometimes I could be in a bad mood and then you get in the car and put on an artist and feel like that artist is talking to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they saying what you need to hear. And then next thing you know, within 3 to 5 minutes of that song being over, you in a better mood. You know what I mean? So like, you don't necessarily have to call people, but do things. Like he got a book. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might feel some type of way, and although he ain't reaching out to him, they pick the book up and boom, okay. They can hear Trav talking to him. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with your music. You put the music out there, and then they be like, damn, I ain't heard from her in a minute, whatever.
Yeah.
You remember that song you did, whatever it was, you know what I'm saying? They can be able to take that previous conversations, you know what I'm saying? You could have told them before, like, life is like this, so I feel this type of way. If you ever need me, call me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you might not call them, but then they remember it, remember like, damn, she said call them and reach out.
That's real.
A bunch of different ways, you know what I mean?
That's real.
As long as, like you said, be authentic, be yourself.
Yeah.
And when people reach out to you, they know what to expect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you say you might be crazy, but if I know you crazy, I ain't gonna reach out to you for everything. Like, well, I ain't gonna bring you everywhere. You know what I mean? Because I know not to say that it's wrong. I'm just saying you kind of know. Like if let's say for example, if I'm going to a function where people is chilling and whatever, and I got a friend that I can bring his gun everywhere, I'm not bringing them. Because any little thing they try to pull out, and I'm not trying to represent that.
That's
so
true.
that's all.
Yeah.
You got to know your what they say, know when hold them and fold them. Yeah.
Or like we said, like we talked before, where you know that saying of birds of the feather flock together. I don't necessarily believe that. So I can't bring everybody with me, and then they think that's my character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all that is. Not to say it's wrong. You're still my folks. I still love them.
Yeah.
But I just can't take you everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because you represent me at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
Same thing with family.
That's true.
Yeah. That's big. That's big.
I've been in situations too where like I've been around people who like I was like, damn, like you fucking up my reputation. Like I gotta kind of distance myself because you don't know how to handle yourself and
accordingly.
Yeah, you know, you don't know how to fall in line.
Yeah,
well, you know what I'm saying. So
I'm big on that because, like I said, it's different people. You know, because I have to learn that in order to be. How do I say it? I don't want to offend nobody, but you know, it's a certain demographic of people that you have to be around in order to like move up in certain levels. You get what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
yeah, I get what you're saying.
So I had to learn like I can't be a bumpkin everywhere. I can't be hood everywhere. But I'm also good at masking all of that, you know, and putting on a pencil skirt and oh my gosh, hi, you get what I mean? So when y'all saying that, it made me think like, I gotta cut people off. Or not to say it like that, but I gotta stop talking to them as much. And I've been doing that. I've been doing that over like the past year, like I said, weeding people out because I learned that not as far as like the reputation, but more like the energy you keep is like is who you become. And I realized like a lot of my friends was rubbing off on me, and they made me make some decisions that, not to say I regret, but could have been avoided. And child, it just gave me a different perspective on people in general.
Nah, it's crazy you say that about the energy though, cause like I know you, how far like do you know like the basics of astrology?
Yeah.
Okay, so you heard of Pluto, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Pluto just went into Aquarius, like a week ago, but the last time it was in Aquarius was the French Revolution. So collectively, that's the kind of energy we're getting in. You can see like more people willing to stand up for what they believe in, rebelling against the government, stuff like that. But in our personal lives, it's even more imperative what you were saying, like to make sure you got the right energy around you because it is gonna rub off on you. Everybody has like a aura and they can leave, energetic debris on you and what I'm saying, residue. You know what I'm saying? So again, being mindful of that. And I'll say this too, like I would learn with the whole quote unquote cutting off people thing, is that when you really focus on yourself and you focus on like your growth and mastering yourself, people will naturally fall off. You won't have to do too much because you'll be so sure in your spirit and who you are that they can't. It's kind of like they'll glitch out, like, and you'll feel it. Like now, granted, some people you got just hard cut, right? But a lot of people, it'll just happen naturally as you continue to grow and go through life. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because a lot of people come back to different seasons on the same frequency that you was on in the beginning. But I also say like, as far as like the people you want to cut off or how your influences, things like that, it's actually a good thing as long as you learn from it. Because sometimes it's like the survival of the fittest. You can't make it unless you went through that lesson. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or people, if you've never been through nothing, then you'll never have a testimony that's authentic, that people can actually say like, I feel what you're talking about. Like you see people faking all the time because they ain't never been through it. But when you've been through a lot of stuff and you have that testimony to go with it, or that experience, you know what I'm saying, you can survive anywhere.
That's real. Even too, when's your birthday again?
November 6th.
Okay, so you're Ace of Diamonds, right?
Mm-hmm.
In cardology, you can look this up. It's even a lady that teaches it. She's one of my teachers, Miss Diamond, and then Aquarius Maximus, right? But you're Ace of Diamonds, right? That energy in itself, you know, especially with you being Scorpio, your other card you would look at is the Queen of Spades. But that card is like the Queen of Spades. Literally, like when you look at the meaning of it, it's like the manifester, the self mastery, the witch, the crone. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of energy, being able to, you know, have an innate ability of like psychic power, you know, intuitive insights. But that's the card that Killer Mike has, Jay-Z, Tupac, Adolf, Hitler. So again, you see that wide spectrum of energy. You know what I'm saying? And granted, they all have their different flavors because Jay is a Sag, Killer Mike is a Taurus, I believe. Adolf Hitler was a Taurus as well. Tupac a Gemini. So you got your different flavors, but that's even something to look at because, you know, you was talking earlier about like you being able to pick up on stuff and you knowing certain things. That's why, you know what I'm saying? Even for you to come here, you came here to transform because Georgia is a Queen of Spades. So
that's so cool.
I got a question for you because the term I haven't heard nobody use before, like a wellness community. Where you get that from? Like I've heard conscious.
Yeah.
I've heard
melanated.
Yeah, but I've never heard like wellness.
That's mostly social media. I've heard conscious too, but I say wellness because I feel like
you came up with that.
No, social media.
Okay.
I feel like, you know, it's different levels to everything. So in the wellness community, it's I want to say that's the lake of it. And then you have the people that is enlightened and the people that's woke. The woke people are the ones that yell and make noise. And they kind of still push for separation because it's like when you're enlightened, love and unity is the premise. But when you're woke, it's kind of like you low-key racist a little bit. You get what I mean? Like, and I'm not saying like, okay, damn.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, because
keep cooking.
Yeah. I don't want to say like woke people like if you say J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar is woke, like it's like cool, okay, cool beans. But I say woke because the people that be like walking around like with their shirt off and saying like, oh, you're white, so you're disgusting and all these things. It's like, no, like you doing too much. Like, don't push that hate just because they probably not even giving you hate. Like, I feel like when you're like, oh, my ancestors went through this, I'm gonna stand on that and be like, you know what? That's fucked up. Our ancestors shouldn't have gone through that and all of these things. But I'm not going to bring that oppression into this now. I'm going to figure out, okay, what is this plane of slavery that we on? You get what I'm saying? And how do we navigate through it? Because we're not under cracks and whips anymore. So there's no excuse for you to still be oppressed per se. You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn how to navigate through this world because it's transforming in itself. So I say wellness because it's people that be like, oh, I do yoga, I'm vegan, I'm all of this, but you're still judgmental. You still have your vices, but you're judging somebody else for what they want to do type shit. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why I use the quotation. Because, you know, the conscious community, I feel like that's different in itself versus wellness. So that's why I do it like that, wellness. The fake people, per se.
So when you say, are you part of the wellness?
No.
No.
Nah. I do wellness things, but I would not consider myself a part of anything. I'm just universal.
That's dope you say it like that too, because, you know, granted, we understand like the melanated story, like what Black people went through, you know, but at the same time, sometimes we can over-identify with that in our traumas.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you gotta remember first, you a spirit soul first. You in this physical vessel, but you not this flesh.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a vehicle. You supposed to use it appropriately, but you not just this body.
Mm-hmm.
You have a consciousness, and that consciousness supersedes everything. You know what I'm saying? So even what you talking about, like, I feel like there were stages when I was learning and getting knowledge of self. Like I went through that. I even learned from teachers that I could tell they still had animosity or hate for other colored skinned people. And I necessarily wasn't like that because I wasn't raised like that. So I was just like, that doesn't really resonate with me, but I would take what I need. That's why I love taking what I need and leaving the rest. Because it's like I can learn from anybody, right? But at the same time, I'm not gonna hold you to this high pedestal and put you above myself. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But
And that's kind of like what the elder was saying when we were speaking with him. Like a lot of times, what they teach you, we really don't even know if pastors are they teaching us the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because the more it come out, the more you find like we've been lied to.
Yeah.
And that's where you get his story. That's somebody else telling you what your story is. But then if you take the mystery or my story, you pretty much create your own narrative.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's where the love comes from, because you can't let somebody else give you a narrative, give you a story, and then that's what you live by. You kind of go by what resonates with you, and then what could be a mystery. You know what I'm saying? That mystery is really your story, and it's for you to go through that and make it happen.
Because I translate it too as well to like everybody got a different relationship and situation with God depending on what work you've done. So it's like you can look at somebody and be like, oh, they shouldn't do that, but you don't know what they supposed to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You don't know what they supposed to do. Because even too, if you a quote unquote visionary or prophet or prophetess, like if you get a certain vision, right, and it goes against what your family taught you and whatnot, but you get it from God, like what you supposed to do? Because they're gonna be like, you shouldn't be doing that. Why are you being so distant? But if God told you you need to isolate for a while, you need to go be to yourself. They gonna take it personally, but they not gonna understand if you got that from a higher source. Like what you supposed to do?
And you know what's crazy about that is that most people who shun or look at you some kind of way for quote unquote being different or not following what they follow, if you look into what they follow, the people that they follow was the ones that was different.
What you mean? Elaborate.
So, like, we'll say, for example, like somebody tells you, like, oh, you're, let's say, Christian, and you're supposed to go to church on this day, you're supposed to do this, that, and the other. But if you really look into Christianity, most Christians don't even follow their faith the way the Bible did. You know what I'm saying? Like, take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. You know what I'm saying? You got your dress shoes on when you're going up in there. So that's what I'm saying. It's like a lot of times people will shun you for doing a certain thing, especially through religion. But then if you really look into their religion, a lot of the stuff that they shunning you for, telling you shouldn't do, is actually in their belief system. They just won't accept it.
Yeah. And I mean, that's why I always respect people that, like, if they follow those principles, I got the utmost respect because I'm like, I've seen it. You find different people on different paths. If they doing what they supposed to do, you can see it, you can feel it. They have a certain energy to them. They're loving, you know what I'm saying? They have a kind heartedness, you know what I'm saying? It's a different energy as opposed to people that's like judgmental or like, you want to point the finger. So I say too, like every path has truth in it. And there are relative truths, which is really our own truths that we know for ourselves. But then there's absolute truth as well, which we talked about earlier. It's universal laws, you know what I'm saying? Like karma, cause and effect. You reap what you sow, whatever you put out, you're gonna get back. And to take out the whole it's good or bad out of it. It's like no, it's just what it is.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you putting like I be big on like, cause some people feel bad when they feel like they're mean, right? But I'm like, if you mean, cool, but stand on that, right? If you out here moving like that, don't be a victim when it come back to you, because you should be able to handle whatever you dish out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I feel like it's all programming. Like because I like The Sims. That's the game I love. And in The Sims, okay, sometimes like we put zombies in it. Sometimes we make our sim fight. We make them drown. Like we do crazy stuff to them because it gets boring playing it the basic way. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like everybody here has their certain programming, and they are supposed to do the things they're supposed to do to, push somebody else to do what they're supposed to do, like butterfly effect, however that go. Because if you not mean to me, how am I supposed to stand up for myself and then find my,
right.
ja. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
So yeah, I don't take nothing personal because I just be like, it's hard for me to take stuff serious because I know that it's programming, but I'm trying to get back into playing the script. You get what I'm saying?
You're playing the game.
Yeah.
So what? I guess what initially inspired you to get into music?
I've been making music since I was a child. My mom, she said, and I don't remember it, but she was like, "You made this rap that was so good about LeBron James." And I think it was for my class. Yeah, I think it was for my class. I was like 7. And then ever since then, like I would write poetry and I would write raps. And when I had stopped for some time, like after middle school, because I've always been in theater. So high school theater got a little bit more demanding. So that's what I was mostly doing. And when I got to 11th grade, my chemistry teacher, she made us do a project. We had to make a rap about chemistry. So I did it to Do Anything for Clout by Offset and Cardi B. And she loved it so much that she made it mandatory for us to start doing raps. So then I started to have to do them more. And then once I graduated, I was like, I never said cuss words. Like I tried in high school, but I don't know, I just felt too bad doing it. When I graduated, I was like, "Ma, can I say cuss words?" And she was like, "You 18." I was like, "Okay." And I was like, because I really listened to my parents. So I was like trying to do it. Then I stopped. And then my friend asked me to write a rap for her. And I did it. And she loved it. And it had cuss words in it. And I was like, I could do this shit myself. I could do it myself. So that's when I wrote my first song called Sucker. And I played it for my family, and I was nervous, but they fell in love with it. So I just started to do it after that. Okay. It's always been my thing is I've always looked for outside validation. So that's what made it like hard for me to go in 100% because I'm always thinking about like my dad, he's very strict to me, like very judgmental in a sense. Like, if you have sex with more than 5 guys, you're gonna be a whore. Like he don't be saying it like that, but that's the way he speaks. You get what I'm saying? And or if you talk about sex, that's whore stuff. Like you get it, and it's like he implants that stuff in your mind. And I know I talk about sex a lot, but that's what that's my expression in music mostly. So like that's what he would say. I had my tongue pierced, I had my belly pierced, I had a lot of piercings on my body, and he was kind of like,
"You have uniform on."
Mm-hmm. So it made me change the way I presented myself. But now after going through that phase of what I went through, it's more of like okay, I was called to do these things for a reason. Like you said, it's not about me being the perfect wife and getting married at 22 and then having a baby at 25 and you know what I'm saying, doing all that stuff. No, maybe I'm not supposed to have kids. Maybe I'll be dead at 27. I don't know. But I just know like I'm going to just live the way that I'm called to. I know I be going on and around. Right? I don't remember the question.
Nah, you
but...
good. You got to it.
Okay.
Sounds dope though. So did you took the braces off, cut the hair off, and then was that like a new beginning for you? Because he kind of said like your sign was like the rise of the phoenix. You gonna have that rebirth. Did you feel that once you did that, or is that the reason why you did it? Or
I definitely felt that. I feel like I went through that initiation you was talking about, and it was hard. It was hard.
Is that when you started modeling? Because we haven't even talked about that part yet.
I actually started my first gig was May Sharice.
Oh, April, yeah.
That was April.
I went to that.
Yeah, so that was my first time. And then after that was really, because it was like so weird. Like once I started to get this awareness, like everything just started to rise up. That's when I was first around, I'm gonna say the conscious community, because Sharice, y'all are real people. I felt so good being in that space. Like it was just something different. And you remember Tim? I don't know if you remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he even came because he's like that too. He came, he like, damn, like I was telling him, like, these people are so dope, like that. He like, yeah, like he felt that energy. You get what I'm saying? So I was glad to be in that space. And then after that, though, it was like, okay, boom, high. And now where else you go when you real high? You gotta fall. So that's what it felt like as the time trickled down. And then after my birthday, I was just in my bed for like 3 days and I just didn't want to get out. And then it felt like I just woke up and I was better. Like I was Gucci and I had this different perspective of like life itself.
I was gonna say too, with that card, the Queen of Spades I was talking about, it's the card of like going into solitude. You know what I'm saying? Because even what you're talking about, like having that energy, it's like a master manifester. But to be able to manifest, you got to be able to sit with yourself and, you know what I'm saying, come into like what you was talking about, that high awareness. Like, okay, like I can feel these things. I'm very intuitive. How do I learn how to trust this more? You know what I'm saying? How do I let this lead me more as opposed to going against that flow? You know what I'm saying? But the inner work, the priestess, also, it's crazy too because he has that in his spread as well. That's his Mercury card, and then that's my Saturn card. So it's like that card, that Queen of Spades, is a card of Georgia. But Aquarius Maximus says like people have to have VIP access to be around you, and you need to keep that in mind. Everybody not supposed to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Like it gotta be select few, or whoever goes through. They gotta go through, like they gotta prove themselves. Everybody not supposed to have access to you because it's like royalty. You know what I'm saying? So.
Hey, you boosting me right now.
I'm just speaking on the cards though.
That's dope.
That's the day you was born.
That's dope. Wow.
So, and like I said, that's his Mercury card. That's my Saturn. And you get the different energies of it based on where it's at. But yeah, like, so.
I would have to know. I mean, I got Pluto in my chart. Is that what that would mean, or you just have to know? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, how would you?
What you mean?
I mean, like, how you know which planet that?
Because every card has a 13 card spread. So based off, your first card would be your birth card, which is the Ace of Diamonds. But then you have cards that follow after that. But your Pluto card is the Queen of Spades. Like I said, his is that's his Mercury. That's my Saturn.
Oh, so it is Pluto for me.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and again, you would look at it too because we all was born on a different sun sign. So, like, for him, he would look at his Neptune card, which I believe is the Jack of Diamonds. But for me, I would look at my Jupiter, which is the 5 of Diamonds, because I'm a Sag, he's a Pisces. You a Scorpio, you could look at Mars too, which is the 3 of Clubs, but you would look at Pluto as well, which is Queen of Spades. So,
okay.
But yeah.
Got a quick question for you here that we snatch it up for you though. So being an artist, what song lyrics resonates with you the most?
In a room full of niggas, I'm the realest.
Hey, Sheenie had to think about that. That's crazy.
That's like my favorite line. I actually, that's what I put that to my mentality because
for real.
It represents because it represents me because I'm very ladylike, but this war between femininity and masculinity and you're masculine, it
alpha male.
Yeah, like I can't be myself because it's not considered feminine. You get what I mean? So it made me like once I started hearing that and I wrote that lyric, like it what's the term I'm looking for? You know what I mean? Like
it empowered you.
Yeah, thank you.
It gave you it gave you a sense of, like, hey, like I don't care about, you feel me, like that have that level of audacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
That's
So,
something big to me.
But yeah, Odin, he had to step out for a second, but it's all good.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, that's dope though, cause you know, it's crazy. Like I was even debating telling you the stuff with the cardology and stuff, cause I was like, it's almost like I didn't have to say nothing, cause you was already giving that energy.
What?
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Because
that's
why I say too, like I like looking at it like that, because sometimes I don't tell people what, because I just peep the energy. I'm like, oh, I can see it. You know what I'm saying? But I guess too, what do you feel like is your purpose in life?
I feel like I learn it more so every day. As I look at the greats, especially in music, because that's really what inspires me the most. Music and even musical theater. I see that as we've incarnated as Black people, I was born a Black woman, considered the most oppressed being on this planet. And to see even Black men from like the 1900s to like, I guess I want to say like the 80s, before they introduced crack, when they would like,
You know, hold your thought.
yeah, I was just waiting so you could. You're fine. Yeah, from the 1900s to like the 80s, they were always fighting for just Black excellence in itself, like not representing what they want us to represent. So I just went to Madam C.J. Walker, her first beauty shop 3 days ago. Oh no, on Friday. Yeah, so 3 days ago or 2 days ago. And it's also the world's first, or Atlanta's first Black radio station called Word. It was upstairs, and the man, he has all these records. His name is Reese. And I wasn't expecting that. And it almost made me want to cry, because I'm not very passionate about hair, but I know like I'm supposed to be doing this because I have the skill and I'm supposed to use what I have. But going there to see that it was also music history, and he told me like they would paint Black people in such a poor light that the reason why we wore tuxedo, or they wore tuxedos and had their hair always polished and slicked back, was to show that you're not going to paint this picture of me. So I feel like now, me being in this era, seeing all the Sukihanas and Sexy Reds and Krishan Rocks and Asian Dolls and Dream Dolls and even Nicki Minaj, to be real with you, that is pushing for, BBL, implant, sucking dick. That's all I'm good for. Give me your money. You get what I'm saying? Like, now it's time for a different light to be shed. Like, okay, slut walk, yay, equality. What's next? Like, what is next for the evolution of Black women? Why is it that being here too has taught me like there's so much Black excellence in this city that is not being light is not being shed on, that I want to be one of the people that is pushing for that, that is showing that, that's letting people be shown in a different light than what we looked at now. Because I feel like as Black women, even from slavery, it's always been like, you just finna get fucked by the master. You get what I'm saying? It's always been that. Why can't there be anything? Well, obviously there is, but why can't that be? Why can't there be anything other than that being portrayed for us? You get what I mean? So that's what I feel like I'm here for as of right now. But I'm still learning that as I go, because to be honest with you, I'm new to this. I just took the pill. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, that's something to sit with.
Based off of what I heard from it, I kind of missed the question of where y'all came from it, but I will say, I think the thing that we're missing is is the focus back on the youth. Because we talked about before, like right now there's so much trafficking going on with the kids. You know what I'm saying? And then all the rappers that you named, the little kid, that's who they look up to, and they sneak it in with a TikTok and a dance. But then that's programming their mind to think that that's okay, desensitizing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, going back to like my grandma or your grandma or whatever, like when grandmas was grandmas, there was that home, like there was like a teaching, like this how you, boy, you better pull your pants up. First thing my grandma used to always ask me is like, how you doing in school? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like the thought process was different. You brought up to like, brought up by the slave master. That's an experience, not to say that's right, but that's an experience that also made like that next generation like really be on the kids. Like, you ain't gonna be like this. We're gonna make sure that you learn how to save money. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be wasteful. You're gonna dress nice. You ain't gonna, you know what I mean? And that's gone. Now it's you may mention the masculine and feminine. Now it's everybody just doing whatever they want, and there's not that strong. They always say there's a strong black man, but where's the strong black woman that makes sure the family is right? You know what I'm saying? That's gone. On both sides, man.
It is, and that's why too the bickering going back and forth is senseless. Because it's like if you realize it, we both need each other. Why are we fighting for? Like y'all, we going back and forth complaining. Do your work. Go do your work. Go sit with yourself. You know what I'm saying? And get right. Get right with God. Whatever you want to do. But get yourself right, and then you come together. And that's how you build. But yeah, that's how you get yourself right. You know, we pointing the finger, want somebody to blame. You know what I'm saying? But we can't take accountability before our flaws. Because we all flawed, but it's like, at least be real about it. Like, hey, don't be so prideful that you can't admit, like, hey, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have came at you this way. You know, even giving people, I felt like at one point in time, one of my weaknesses was like that I was so forgiving and compassionate. But at the same time, I look at it now like, hey, I'm glad I can be like that, because for most people, they don't get that. They go out in the world, they mess up, somebody like, I'm done with you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say necessarily that you got to have everybody in your life that's done you wrong, but it's a power in forgiveness. And they often say the person that's the quickest to forgive is the happiest, because you let it go. It's not harboring and festering in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So, but too much bickering going back and forth. Yo, like, y'all know good and well, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Just try to show up the best you can. And if somebody's not for you, then move on. Make it simple. We overcomplicating things. For real.
It's hard for me to move on. I ain't gonna lie, cutting people off, when I said that earlier, I can do it, but I can't, because I be feeling like maybe there's still something there for me to learn from. Like, I don't know if I always have to do it, or if it's just gonna happen naturally. Because sometimes I be feeling like it did happen, but then I be like, maybe this wasn't supposed to end like this. So then I go back and be like, hey, you get what I'm saying? Is that just me, or like?
But I wouldn't say you have to cut people off. What you do, the thing that I said, the thing with that is being yourself. If you feel like you have to be somebody else to be around these people, that's where the problem is. They gonna cut themselves away from you anyway. If somebody always trying to drink, and you might drink every now and again, but if every time you with them, you waking up drunk with a hungover or in a caught in a situation, it's like, damn, now I'm not even being true to myself. You know what I'm saying? I need to tell these cats no. And then after a while, they ain't gonna fool with you anyway, because all they want to do is do that. You know what I'm saying? And then that's why I said a lot of times people come back because that same person have like a liver problem or whatever. And what was you telling me, boy, about them oranges or that wellness community? You know what I'm saying? And you ain't changed, you yourself. Like, you might not be 100% with that, but you have like, okay, all you gotta do is a detox, a fast. You know what I'm saying? I got this one cat that I'm listening to. He live here in Atlanta, so they gonna come back and be looking for that information. So that's what I wouldn't necessarily say cut people off, but don't let people make you who you're not.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, authenticity.
That's real.
I don't play about that. And I felt like I wasn't being authentic when I first was introduced to the wellness community. That's why I'm a little mad at them, because they were so judgmental to me for being myself. And I don't want to say I'm mad at the wellness community.
Yeah.
Well, certain people in it.
Nah, I feel you. And I mean, honestly, you get that though, because I almost fell into the trap with certain stuff, because it's like some of them can paint a certain picture, and I had them on pedestals they should have never been on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and a lot of things you think they judging you on, they judging because they right there with you.
exactly.
I just said that the other day.
That's real. Because the one too, in this age, right? That's a lot of people that are more intuitive, or they can feel things. They know which ones is pure. They know. So when they meet ones, and like they'll do stuff like that because they see your light, and it's like, oh, it's too much for me. Like I'm not there yet, and
that's dope.
and sometimes too, because it's like a mind thing, because it's like people think so much in age of linear age, right? Like or linear rather. But oh, I'm 25, but it's like, nah, man, your soul is eternal. You got wisdom from your previous lives that you come here with. So if you have a divine mission, it's not up to them to say you qualify. God qualifies you. So I'm saying, you come in here with light. That's a lot of times what it be. They intimidated by your light, and they like, I've been on this path for years, and I still don't have that light. But it's like, you shouldn't be comparing though. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I've always looked at too, like if somebody is in a situation to fulfill a mission, a divine mission, and do a lot of great work, if you're not gonna help them, at least get out the way. Straight up, like if you're not gonna help them, get out the way. Don't impede them. Let them go. Let them do what they gotta do.
No matter the age.
Yeah.
I still be in awe that everything that Tupac did, he's only 25.
Yeah.
Like that's like unbelievable to me. Like every time I think about it, like all the albums, all the songs he recorded, poetry, the movie, that dude was only 25 years old. It's like, damn, I could have swore he was at least 30 something. You know what I'm saying? Even the way he looked, he didn't look 20. He didn't look like old, but he didn't look that young either. So that's like, it has me in awe. Like, damn, dude did all that at 25.
That's real.
So age really don't matter. Like I say, even like on the religious side, people be like, oh, you only whatever. But then if you read their books, what Jesus was like, what, 12? You know what I'm saying? Teaching,
he was
teaching the higher ups.
Because honestly, when it's done right, that child is the messenger. Because the child really, at least from my understanding, right, when a family has a baby, that child is supposed to teach them how to kind of, in a sense, reset in a way. Because it's like they've come into the world pure. You're teaching them what you know, but you have to be conscious enough to know, like, hey, like, I need to be aware of my triggers so I don't pass down certain things. I only want to pass down good things. So they're your teacher in a way. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say, like, even especially with men, like their young sons, they looking at you. They don't have to, you don't even have to say nothing. They always looking at you. Even your daughters, they looking at you. They looking at how you carry yourself, your mannerisms, what you do. Even like one of my OGs told me, he was like, that's one of the things he noticed when he had his daughter. Like he kind of had to reteach himself how to do things because he was showing her whether he knew it or not. He had to present himself a certain way, you know what I'm saying? Do things in a way that she could understand, and but that child is the messenger.
Yeah. Even down to like when you have kids, you can see yourself in kids at the ages that they are. So as they grow, and you seeing yourself. So a lot of times you know where those faults are, and if you can catch them before like when you saw the flaws in yourself, you can catch that in your kids if you just basically follow. You know what I'm saying? See yourself, like, hey, okay. Like I say, for example, like I was always quote unquote intelligent, like to read good in school, whatever. But then when my parents didn't stay on top of me, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do homework, I wouldn't read, I wouldn't whatever. I read but not school stuff. And then like grades would fall, whatever. So like my kids, all of them is really highly intelligent. I stay on top of them. Not, I always tell them, not because I want you to do good in school, but I want you to be able to comprehend and have that discipline to be able to show that you know what's going on, and then we can turn around and take away their lives, you know what I'm saying? But still being able to comprehend what's going on, no matter who's teaching it to you. And a lot of times that was like a fault of mine. Like my parents would have just been on me a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? They was busy working and doing this and other. But if they had been on me a little bit more, it wouldn't have took me so long to catch on to like the small stuff.
That's true. Yeah, because what is it? The what man is 120 degrees knowledge. Woman is 120 degrees wisdom, and then the child is understanding another 120 degrees, but that's the 360. So, and sometimes too, it's not just about that family. Cause say like you single, sometimes that is really balancing your masculine and feminine energy so that you can create a child within yourself to keep your inner child alive. Because a lot of times we see that you get older and you lose that essence, that creativity, that passion, whatever you want to call it, but you lose it. But to be able to rebirth it again and again, because that's what keeps you alive, for real. So,
y'all believe in polygamy? Like, do y'all do that, or would you guys ever practice that? Govern your life that way?
It all depends on your situation, and the reason why I say that is because, like, I studied Islam for a while. I studied a lot of different religion stuff, but the whole process of the polygamy was quote unquote there was more women than men, and especially like during times of war, in order to be able to have kids, you know, that type of thing happens. And then there's also things that go with it. You got to be able to share the time, be able to support, you know, this and other. But a lot of times it just depends on if you can handle it. Not everybody can handle polygamy. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say yeah either, because it's all depends on your situation. Is the person you with, are they able to share you with another person?
Okay, so why would you? Okay, what's the purpose of it? Like, from your perspective,
what would be the purpose of what?
Just that in itself. Because a lot of people that I talk to, somebody tried to, like, not to say force me into that, but like shift my mind to being like that's the way of life.
But once again, though, if somebody's trying to make you something that's not true to you, then that's not for you. They shouldn't have to convince you to do nothing.
You should want to do it. If anything.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I agree with him too, because it got misconstrued. Like, everybody want to preach that now, but they only really did it, and like you said, in times of war and when it made sense. Because it would be on some shit like your homeboy got killed in the last battle, and his wife, you know, she needs somebody to take care of because she couldn't handle all by herself. And then too, because people make it so sexual, like, oh yeah, I'm about to be having threesomes. It's like, nah, it ain't even about that. It's about, can you actually take care and provide for that other woman? And can y'all be a cohesive unit where it's like y'all a village? You know what I'm saying? But a lot of dudes, when they be saying that and pushing it, they on the other side. They just want to have a couple different women so that they can, quote unquote, pimp around and do what they want. So
yeah, every woman different. Some prefer that.
Yeah.
Some women ain't as sexual as others. So they be like, yeah, go on, have that. Wife. So I ain't
that's real.
Don't be nagging me all the time.
That's real.
You know what I mean? And then there be the ones that be like, yeah, I ain't I ain't sharing with you no.
Yeah,
no
that's real.
Yeah.
What made you even bring that up?
Because somebody that I know was kind of telling me, like, a lot of times that should be the way that y'all like navigate. I mean, that we navigate, because you guys as men are not wired to be with one woman. And I learned that from somebody in the women's community. So that's how I kind of see it.
It depends though, because like I said, there's a lot of stuff that goes in with that. So it's aspect of how you look at it. Because think about this too. Some people look at marriage as a business. And how you run your business is all determined on your business. You know what I'm saying? And then other people look at it, like I said, it might be all a sex thing. Like I got four wives. You know what I'm saying? I get to do that, whatever. But like I said, there's always rules of that. Like in all actuality, you supposed to be able to have each of them wives supposed to have their own house. You know what I'm saying? Or they own. You supposed to be able to make sure they don't gotta work, and if one got it, they all got it. So a lot of people can't even stick with the rules of how that go.
Right.
It's more an ego thing than anything else.
Yeah, but
And then why would somebody try to convince you when if there's more men than women anyway? Why would they have to convince you if there's all them women over there that's down for that?
They just love me.
Cause literally though, cause I mean, I remember like even what you were saying, like when my homegirls like, nah, like I'm selfish, like I want my dude to myself.
I don't share my food.
You know what I'm saying? And then I got other women I met that's like, nah, I'm cool with that because I'm more free spirited. I like time to myself. Like you can do whatever you want to do.
And some of that go with trauma too, though.
Yeah.
What?
Like polygamy or people accepting that. That should be a trauma thing. Yeah, because like I said, think about this: if you have trust issues, then trust issues can make you sway one way or the other. Or if you've been in a situation where you don't feel safe around nobody, but then this person makes you feel safe and secure, you willing to do whatever that person talking about.
And that's real too, to the point where you gotta have boundaries. I've had to have boundaries with myself to make sure I don't take advantage of certain stuff because it's been women in my life that like they just want to be around me, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You can run with it, granted, but I'm like, I'm not really that type. Like, it gotta make sense for me. It always gotta make sense because it's like sometimes it be too much. You gotta think about it too. Even I think Aquarius Maxima said this one time. She was kind of advising against it because she was saying all women have what she called IJ, right? And she was like, if you're dealing with multiple women, you got multiple IJs on you. So even in the sense too, why certain men get caught cheating because if you had sex with that girl, whether you know it or not, she on you, and she had intuitive sense like, oh, you messing around, you doing this, because every woman has that type of spiritual or psychic power. So, but
and then they turn around too for the women. If you mess with multiple dudes, then you getting that different DNA in you, which is gonna cause different mindsets.
Exactly.
So you gonna have like 5 or 6 different mindsets even at the same time.
Because it's imprint. Because somebody put it like
7-year imprint.
Exactly. That is crazy too. Cause Elder talked about that. He was like, everybody you have sex with, he was like, to really get the cleansing and the purify, it takes 7 years. But the woman is a supercomputer, right? She's a supercomputer. Whatever you program her with, she gonna run with it and woo woo woo, right? So again, if you got multiple programs and then you wondering why because you got multiple programs.
Then the computer crash.
Yeah, you got Microsoft and then Mac on you too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it's no knock. I'm just saying be aware of that because it's like
computer froze.
Yeah, like I'm just saying be aware because it's like if you're gonna do that, at least know like the understanding and the laws and stuff. Because it's like even for a dude, because on the other side, my G, if you giving off all your programs, my G, where your essence at? Because when you meet that one, you ain't able to give her the full program no more. Because you've been, you know what I'm saying? So, like, where your essence, like, that pure program. You know what I'm saying? So, it go both ways.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they say, know yourself. And we was talking with the elder, that's one thing. Like, once you, like, it was like a prophet that spoke to a student, or a teacher taught to a student, and it pretty much was like, what's the 2 essence of life or the 2 major lessons of life? And they pretty much like learn thyself. And then once you did that, then learn yourself again, because it's a continual learning process. And the more you know yourself, then the more you know what's best for you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you in the wellness, and if you eat this, it makes you feel some kind of way. And if you eat this, it makes you feel some kind of way. It won't be the same for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I can't tell you, hey, all you eat is vegetables, and then if you drink water, you're going to feel this kind of way. You'd have to experience that to know that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think, too, that's where my whole thing with, I guess, the plant-based or vegan community be, because it's like, some of them be judging people for eating a certain way. I'm like, yo, like if it worked for you, it worked for you. And I understand, yeah, health wise, cool, but you shouldn't. I don't feel like you. If something works for you, you shouldn't push it or shove it down somebody's throat.
Mm-hmm.
Like they should come to you and be like, hey, like what advice would you give me? You don't have to be so preachy and just like you got to do it this way. It's like, nah, man, everybody different. So
yeah, I be encouraging people like, "Ooh, them ribs smell good," because I know like ribs is delicious, you know. And if you like eating ribs, munch on them ribs. I don't care, because I know like my friend, like she's enlightened, you could say, but she don't even eat a vegetable type shit. You get what I'm saying? And she's like, well, it don't matter anyway, and that's her prerogative. Like I don't say nothing. She don't care.
Yeah, because she might be Homo sapien sapien. Nah. I'll even all that. I just had my mind. But try hit it with the questions.
Yeah, because we gotta get out here. We definitely gonna bring you back on though.
Cool beans.
Because honestly, I ain't gonna front like this conversation. I didn't even think it was gonna go like this.
The colder part is when she asked, and then you ask the question, but when she asked, like, "Oh, you just met me there," and through the conversation, like she damn near Renaissance for the Soul, like kind of a logo, I guess you could say. Like your thought process is kind of the same thought process we were speaking of when we came up with the show.
Yeah.
Like the podcast, the name, like your energy is pretty much what sums up how we came up with the name.
That's dope.
Cause you, I was gonna tell you too, honor like when you be to yourself in your solitude. Don't let nobody make you feel bad about that. Like we can talk more about that afterwards, but I'm gonna hit you with 5. They're gonna be either questions or phrases, and I want you to think of the first thing that come to your mind. All right?
Okay.
Quick hitters. Love.
Me. That's the first thing that came to mind. Me.
Multidimensional.
Living in my truth.
Okay.
Okay.
Dear Diary.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay. What it is.
What's up?
And the last one. Brunch with 5 people dead or alive. Who you invite?
Beyonce.
Beehive in the building.
Michelle Obama. I mean, I want to do like a slave or something, because I don't want to say a specific name, but if I could find like a slave or somebody like from that era, I would pick them.
Like Harriet Tubman or.
I don't want to say her because I be feeling like she wasn't real, but I don't want. We'll talk about
slave.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Who's the one that led that revolt? I can't think of his name.
Turner.
Yeah, Nat Turner.
Nat Turner, probably him. Yeah, Nat Turner or somebody of that.
I got you.
Little Richard, I love Little Richard.
Okay, that's interesting.
And Doja Cat.
Okay, wow.
You know they have to be entertainers, right?
Yeah.
Like Grandma, Uncle Charles.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, 5 dead or alive.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna erase Doja Cat, and I'm gonna put my grandma Jean, cause she died. But I feel like now I want to talk to her more, like really about life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm gonna take off. Damn. I'm gonna just leave it like that. Nah, I'm gonna leave it like that.
We're gonna ask you again next time.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna change it.
Well, that's another episode of Renaissance for the Soul. We'll continually push this love culture. Hope y'all like this episode the same way I did. Like I said, her energy is what brought us with the name Renaissance for the Soul. So it's great to have her on. Wasn't what I was expecting. But until we see y'all again, we'll go ahead and let y'all end it.
Nah, this was dope. I appreciate you coming on. And like you said, because a lot of times we think we got to be one way with something, but it's like, no, like, I feel like a part of enlightenment is living the human experience fully, because you came here for a reason. So to experience everything in its full spectrum, and to, you know, not indulge in nothing. You know, everything is to a certain extent cool in moderation. So you got any last words?
Thank y'all for having me.
Social media, anything?
Oh yeah, my Instagram is Ahsianá, Ahsianaa. I enjoyed this. You know, I like to talk. So thank y'all for having me. Thank y'all for wanting to interview me. And yeah, I appreciate you. I expected it to go this way because I already knew I was ready.
Okay. I heard that.
We got a little bit of Ahsianá and a little bit with that Scorpianaa.
Yeah, we got both of them.
Yeah,
we got both of them.
Yeah, like I said,
both of them.
One of our mottos, we always say, you can use me, but don't misuse me. And we love y'all until we see y'all again.
Peace.